economy, and Iran sees it as a point of leverage. So the next moves there, whether it's a naval escort or not, are going to be very, very closely watched. We continue tonight from Istanbul, though, with our friend Paul Rieckhoff. He joins us, host of the Independent Americans podcast. Chuckle, because you and I usually sit next to each other at a studio in New York, but we're pretty far away tonight. Let me start with the micro, what Insaham was reporting on, and then we'll go out and get your version of the macro. I do have a map. We have it up in the telestrator that we can look at of the ships and facilities that have been damaged. This is what Insaham was talking about when he's reporting from there in the Strait of Hormuz. First of all, how narrow it is. You just come through here and down. It's like 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, but those tankers, those facilities have already been hit. How important do you see this as part of the overall conflict?
Tremendously important. It's probably the most significant leverage that Iran has outside of their uranium, which is still unaccounted for, and we haven't heard much reporting on so far. But if they can at least disrupt, not even stop, the Strait of Hormuz and make it extremely expensive and risky for people to try to move through there, then that gives them leverage over the entire world's oil supply. And we can dominate the air as we will. We can continue to pummel them with thousands of strikes, but they can also significantly impact the economy and continue to rain missiles and drones and other ways that are extremely deadly. So I'm always cautious when I hear any politician or political leader say that anything is going to be over easy. Wars always have unexpected consequences. They often go sideways, and especially in the last few decades of American history, nothing's ever been as quick and easy as the politicians have said.
Yeah, we did have, in listening to Secretary Hegseth this morning, a lot of confidence certainly coming out of the Pentagon. And, there have been positive headlines. We talked about this submarine torpedoing the Iranian warship, earlier, which is, that was a remarkable video, which we showed right at the top of the hour. I think the headline here in Turkey, where I'm in Istanbul, that surprised a lot of people, was that the NATO defense forces had to shoot down an Iranian missile that was headed towards Turkish airspace. I mean, this is a NATO ally. So, I don't know. You don't want to read too much into it, but then you get into Article 5 territory. Hegseth seemed to try to, play that down. But what about, someone like Turkey being pulled into all this?
Yeah, Hegseth has been optimistic to say the least. And the reality is we have a regional war unfolding. There are multiple allies being struck from, Dubai to the Emirates, all across the region. We've now got strikes on U.S. embassies. U.S. forces that guard those embassies are now in harm's way. American military bases are under attack. So there is no lid on this. And I think that's important for people to understand. The lid is blown open, and it can blow open much further. We've talked about already the attacks that are happening in Tel Aviv. So Israeli civilians are in play. And we've got legitimate threats here on U.S. soil. American military bases are on lockdown, higher levels of security, and we've got 6 dead Americans. So this is very, very early in what could be a very long and protracted conflict that nobody can predict where it's going to go. So I would caution everybody to brace yourselves and be ready for the unexpected and, unfortunately, be ready for more American casualties. And we have to never forget those 6 American soldiers who died and their families that are grieving right now and need all American support, no matter how you feel about this operation.
One more quick thing before you go, Paul. I want to bring up another map on the telestrator of the citizens who have been ordered to leave the Middle East, as this map shows you. But this idea, and you see this whole area right in here is where the airspace is just obviously completely closed, which includes Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain. And then down in those Gulf states, you're getting limited flights getting out now. We just spoke, for example, to the reporter here in Oman. What about what was done beforehand, and whether more could have been done beforehand to get our people out?
I think this is a very, very important strategic failure that could haunt Trump for many, many years. This is like George Bush's Katrina moment. This is like Joe Biden's Afghanistan moment. If you leave Americans in harm's way to die without a plan, the public will not appreciate that, and they will punish you politically. This is already very unpopular, and basically what the State Department has said to all Americans in the region is you're on your own. Figure out your own way. And I think it underscores that there has not been complete planning, especially when it comes to the most basic things like protecting American troops from Shahed drones and other threats, and just getting Americans out of the region. This seems like a basic bit of planning that they could have done a few days ahead when the whole world basically knew we were going to strike Iran. There are no excuses for not getting Americans out of harm's way. We've been lucky so far, but we'd be very, very lucky if that would continue.
Yeah, they say they're on it now. Question is, should they have been on it earlier? Paul, thank you. Paul Rieckhoff with us as we continue from the region. There's much more ahead here from Istanbul.